we go, our 6 pieces pattern blouse. I have folded my materials into 4. Here is the 2 folded part, being the part that represents the front part. Here is the back part. So I cut both front and back all together. There's nothing like after cutting front, I cut back. No. This is not how Boss LOISYCA does. We cut our work all together, then we do our adjustments as we are cutting it. So let's enjoy the video. Here is my tape rule. First of all, I have to draft out my here is my length. We're taking this paper as our length. Here I have full length 24. I have my full length of blouse 24. Remember, 24 is a very normal. It's very okay. It's very okay to be as to serve as our length. But you can create your length as anything. But just follow up the way I'm drafting it right now. Then I have my length here already. So from here, I'm gonna place my shoulder. My shoulder is starting from this very way. So I have to take my shoulder from my shoulder to the nipple. First of all, you have to know your measurements. I believe you have watched my other videos that states about that teach about how to take proper measurements. Now I'm making a shoulder together blouse, a shoulder together 6 pieces blouse, not an off shoulder. After at least I've dropped a video concerning a video of an off shoulder, so you can take your mind to that very one to help yourself if you want to make an off shoulder 6 pieces blouse. So here we go. From the shoulder part, you know where our shoulder is, to the nipple. Let's have our measurement. I want us to create a measurement before we continue with this project. First of all, shoulder. Let's give ourselves shoulder 14 inches. Let's give ourselves breast point, that is from shoulder to the nipple, that is our breast point. Let's take 10 inches. Under bust length, that is from shoulder to the under bust, let's take 14 inches. 4 inches. Then our half length, that is from shoulder to the navel, we have our half length. I call it my half length. We have it there. Let's take 17. Okay, then our full length, let's take our full length as 24. Our full length 24. Sorry, our full length 24. So our round measurement, these ones are our full length measurement. Then our width measurement. Then we have this width measurement. Round bust, we have our bust to be 36. We have our waist, round under bust, our round under bust to be 32. We have our waist to be 34. Let's just stop it there. We don't need to take measurement of our hip because it's a peplum. It's a 6 pieces blouse. It's gonna flow on the downside, so we don't need measurement of the hip. So let's just stop it here. At least this measurement can serve on this project. Okay guys, just have a good look at this measurement. So we're going to follow this measurement as we concentrate on this video I'm dropping right now. We have our shoulder to nipple. First of all, I want to mark out my length measurement. Shoulder to nipple, that's our breast point, is 10 inches. As we have it as 10 inches, we're gonna add ½ inch that half inch, the reason why I'm adding the half inch is because you are going to join your shoulder parts, because it's a shoulder blouse. The distance you're joining on your shoulder to hold each shoulder front and back is half inch. So that is why I'm adding half inch to my measurement of breast points, that is 10 inches. So finally I arrive on 10.5. This is my 10.5. Secondly, I'm taking my under bust length 14 inches, that is shoulder to the under bust, the length part of it. The length part of it is 14 inches. Then I have to do the same thing I did on the breast point by adding half inches. You know, I have explained to you what the half inch means. Okay guys, I have my half inch. Another part of the measurement is the half length. The shoulder to the navel is 17, or before the navel is 17. So it's our half length. So I have to add the half inch as well. So I have to add the half inch as well. You see how I indicated it? So right now I have to take this and rule a line. Let me just rule the line first before we continue our project. Keep on watching. You see, I've used my ruler to indicate my breast point, my under bust, and my half length. So here we go. Another step now is for me to create my shoulder. I want you to watch as I create my shoulder all together here. Hi guys, remember my shoulder is 14 inches. Then 14 divided by 2, because this fabric is being folded into 2 here for the front side or the back side. So our shoulder is only being divided into 2. On the back side, we'll measure from arm socket joint to the other. Remember, we have already folded the material into 2 to create the back side and the front side. So it's being folded into 4 here total, but on our shoulder that is only on the back side, we are going to divide it into 2, like 14 inches divided by 2, we have 7 inches. We have 7 inches, and I'm gonna add half inch. Why do I add half inch? That half inch is my sleeve, to join my sleeve after sewing the dresses. So I have to, after sewing the blouse, sorry, I have to join my sleeve. So that sleeve, the inches we're going to use for joining sleeve to tag it together is half. So my shoulder now, I'm creating it here as I'm drafting this project, is 7.5. So here is 7.5. What do I have to do? Remember, we're on 6x6 project. We have to calculate how many inches we're gonna use to form our fillet on this 6x6 project. Then let us come together now. I want to add 5 inches to form this 6x6 fillet, to form the cutout. That is the best language I use. So I call it my cutout part of the 6x6. I'm using 5 inches on this. So now from my shoulder that is being 7.5 plus 5 inches, we'll have to use it to recut to create another armhole, because we are now on the armhole settings. Here I'm adding up the 5 inches as my cutout. This is my shoulder. This is the extra 5 inches. I have to bring it down to create my armhole and my extra 5 inches. My armhole is gonna be traced with my shoulder distance, additional of 5 inches. I have to trace to observe my armhole length. I want to use 8 inches to create my armhole. I can equally use 8.5, so there is nothing bad about it. Let me use 8.5 as the length of my armhole, where I'm gonna French curve this armhole. Then I'm gonna block it out to form an original armhole. So I roll a line here because I want to form my armhole. So I have to trace out the 8.5, the breadth of my armhole. I have to trace out this. I'm doing it in 2 ways. Keep on watching. You're gonna understand the reason why I created it in 2 ways. Don't forget to click like. So this is the distance of the 5 inches. We have this as our distance of the 5 inches. We as well have this as the distance of our shoulder. Our shoulder is being distance from this point. Don't forget to place your measuring tape from the folded part of this material. Don't cross it over. Okay, right now I have created my armhole. So the next I have to do on my armhole is to French curve. Don't forget to French curve to build a curve line. To build a curve line on your armhole, please place your French curve on this very point of this French curve. That is where you should place it, on this very point. So we have to place, get a curve out, an angle of this point, an angle of 90 degrees. Make sure you place it out, measure it out, and sketch out. I have French curve the line with a pink chalk. So the part you're seeing with pink chalk is the French curve area. So remember, here is our cutout. Our cutout is 5 inches. Don't forget the reason why we have these 5 inches here. And here is our shoulder. And also here is our armhole. And here is the second armhole. But watch, we're going to arrive on one armhole after building this beautiful drafting, this beautiful project. Okay, let's go to the sleeve deal. Sorry, the zip allowance line. I want to create the zip allowance line. I want you to pay attention to where I'm doing my zip allowance line. First of all, my zip allowance from the up is 1.5. Using my black marker to create 1.5 of my zip allowance. Zip allowance is 1.5. This is the breast point line. Ignore it and sketch to the waist, being the half length. This is our under bust line. Why this is our half length line? We have to place to have 1.5, and after the 1.5 we have to come with our ruler to sketch out the line of our zip allowance. So keep watching. Our zip allowance line starts with 1.5 to the half length. Okay, below the blouse project, we're gonna add something 5 inches as our flaring. Divided by 2 is 2.5. So we're having on this part, this is our 2.5, and I'm gonna add half inch to make it 3, because on the zip allowance you're going to sew, you're going to join to turn your lining, or if you don't want to put lining, maybe you just do a weaving line, so you can as well use 2.5. So on this part I want to put this shape to carve it out. This is how we'll carve out the back side. But now, just take a good look at this. We really need to contour the back side very well to give it very nice shape. Remember, this part of the zip allowance is the center back. The center back, where our center bone is split to the bottom side. So I have to contour the waist part very well. And how do I do that? I want to contour it. I want to remove ½ inch to give it a good shape. You can equally remove like 3/4 inches to give beautiful shape. So I'm using my ½ inch to remove over here, just on the waist from the under bust line. I want to use my French curve. To build it out. Actually, I prefer doing hand-free, but I'm using this French curve for a lot of people to understand. Those who does not know how to rule out a line hand-free, so I want to use it to create this beautiful line. Sorry. So you see, so here is the shape. Is inside right now. Believe you're enjoying this video, because I want to take it slow. I don't want to rush this video. I want to take it slow so that you'll be able to grasp a lot of things in this on this 6 pieces blouse project. So next, so now want to go to our neckline. Want to cut out our neckline. Okay, I want to cut out a jewel neckline. Okay, I have my jewel neckline with a measurement of 3.5. Okay, let me do it 3 inches by 3.5. 3 inches by 3.5. Then can as well use your French curve. If you can be able to build out this with your French curve. Then it creates the curve. Actually, compass is the best to create this neck. You can use your compass. So here is the neck. So we have this neckline. On the shoulder, I have to adjust the shoulder because it's not a blouse with a shoulder pad. So I do adjust my shoulder by bringing it low with 3/4 inches. 3/4 inches. 3/4 inches. After taking the 3/4 inches, you have to take a straight line with your ruler to the neck. Just a kind of overlay line on the shoulder. Okay guys, want to proceed to the bodies. Want to make use of our measurement right now by giving you the measurement to look at it again. We are done with our length measurement. Shoulder we are done, breast point we are done, under bust we are done, half length we are done. full length. We are done. Now we want to go to the waist. That is our round measurement. Round measurement, first of all, we're going to the round bust. Our round bust here is 36. Our round under bust is 32. Our waist is 34. So have it in mind. Our round bust is 36. 36 divided by 4. Our round measurement is being divided by 4 because the fabric also is folded into 4. Both front and back is into 4. So our round bust is going to be into 4. Divided into 4. 36 divided by 4. We have 9 inches. 36 divided by 4 is 9 inches. Look at our 9 inches here. I'm not going to mark it now. What I have to do is to add my sewing allowance, my inseam allowance. Remember, that line, the princess dart line I'm going to add, we'll have to join it with 1 inches. 1 inch, that is one bringing out half, one donating half. Two of them, after cutting it out, they're going to be joined with half inch. So the half inch over here and the other side is half. So therefore, I'm going to add 1 inch. So this is our 9 inches. I have to add 1 for my dart line joining. That is 10. I'm adding again 1.5 for my closing. I can equally add 1 inch for my closing. So have it in mind that 2 inches is your allowances. Then I want to add the 5 inches. I want to add the 5 inches for our cutout. Remember, we have already created 5 inches for cutout. So from 11, I'm adding 5 inches. So 11 plus 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have 16. So I've ruled 16. I ruled my line of the 16 part of it. So in total, we have 16. So please focus on this part because we are now on it. Now we have entered the part that you think that is very difficult, and I want to gradually describe or explain it to you. I will narrate it to you the way you'll be able to understand and clap hand for Official Boss LOISYCA. Please try and follow my page, Official Boss LOISYCA, my handle on Instagram. Don't forget. On my Facebook, you're always there. And on my YouTube, please try and subscribe, like, comment, and also share so that other people who I need can actually see Official Boss LOISYCA or LOISYCA Fashion TV and watch more from fashion. We are done with the bust part. The round under bust. The round under bust, we have 32 inches. 32 inches divided by 4. The same thing, the same pattern you're going to apply on all of them. 32 inches divided by 4. 32 divided by 4. We have 8. 8 plus 2 inches being our inseam allowances. Our sewing allowances is 2 inches. The dart line and the closing 2 sides of it, we have it as 2 inches. That's 1 inch for the dart line, 1 inch for the closing of the 2 sides. Then after the 10 inches, we have to add 5 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So everything in total is 5 inches. Then on the waist side, we have 34. 34 divided by 4, we have 8.5. 8.5, we add 2 inches. 1, 2, that is 10.5 plus 5 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 15.5 in total. So over here we have to create our lines and bring it out. We have to draw this line. Then over here you flare it out. Remember our flaring, if you can calculate this point, is gonna give us 2.5. Our flaring is 5 inches, so make sure over here is going to be 2.5. So we'll have to flare this part out with half of the flaring project. Like 5 inches we already have, so we'll have to create it out. Then we have to go back now to an important area on how the question is, how are we going to create out our 5 inches? How are we going to make good use of this the two shoulder or the 2 armhole we have already created? So keep on watching. First of all, we have to remove our dot line. Remember our dot line from nipple to the nipple. From nipple to the nipple. So that is a common language I'm using right here. So I want to create my nipple to nipple with 4 inches. That is nipple to nipple. 8 inches divided by 2 will have 4. So I am creating it now with 4. That is to say my dot line is gonna be 3 inches. 3 inches. Anything you use in creating your dot line on your nipple to nipple, it can equally give you. You just add 1 inch. Then on the shoulder side that we are going to connect our dots, I usually take 4 inches. You can as well take 4.5. So watch how I create my bust line and my 6 pieces 5 inches cut out. I want you to watch very well so you're able to understand how I do this routing. So you see the line that started forming, for instance, that line. So below it, on the base part of it, you know, we have 3 inches here already as our dot line on the waist side. We have to add 2.5. That is half of our cutout. Don't forget, this part is our cut out. Our cutout is pointing over here. So this cutout, we have to add half part of this cutout. 5 inches divided by 2, we have 2.5. 2.5 plus 3 inches, that is 5.5. Below, you have to sketch out 5.5. 5.5. So below, you have to sketch out 5.5. I have marked 5.5 out. So since I've marked 5.5 out, what you should do is taking your tape line to remove our 5 inches. We're now removing the 5 inches from the waist, from the under bust line, and from the bust line. Over on the second armhole, we're still removing 4 inches, just as we have removed 4 inches over here. So what is the next thing is for us to get this ruler, to bring this ruler back here. Sorry. Same thing with this here in connection with the shoulder. Same thing with this in connection. So here we have the center. So since we have already created the center of this 5 inches our cutout. So what we have to do is to rule out, carve it out like a V shape. So did you know I am done with this pattern? It's beautiful. This is 5 inches cut out. This is 5 inches cut out. From here to here is 5 inches. From here to here is 5 inches. From here to here is 5 inches as well. So this is how we go with our 5 inches. And don't forget that our dot line here is 3 inches. From here to here is 3 inches, and here on the nipple to nipple we'll have 4 inches. We'll have 4 inches. So 3 inches, 4 inches on the nipple part of it. Okay, I don't need to indicate too much because I've already explained length about this pattern. So now another question is, you know, if you were with me, you would have been asking me all these questions. So I have to ask the question to myself. So I want to ask a question for you. Okay, boss, on the breast point, you did not give us the breast cup. So how do we go about the breast cup? Okay, the cup side of it, I want to answer the question. Over here, we have this line. We have to add from the breast point. Here is our breast point line. Is our breast point line. Either you add 2.5 or 2 inches to boost out our bust point. On the bust point line, don't forget to add 2 inches or 2.5. So I want to add 2 inches. I'm going to add 2 inches. So here is my, here's my 2 inches. So I don't have too much thing to explain. After adding the 2 inches, rather I have to come with my breast, my French curve. The French curve, I place it this way. Watch the inner curve part of it. That is the part I'm placing. Yep. That's part I'm placing. Watch here. So you have to curve it out. I want to use my pink chalk to create this curve line so that I'll be able to understand it. This is indicated 2 inches. 2 inches to create this bust from this dot line. Okay, why do I stop it here? Come close. Why do I stop it here? On my breast point, my princess dot line stops with 4 inches over above. 4 inches over above. Then why do I stop this here? Let's take our measuring tape. I want you to learn how to contour your armhole very well, so that after sewing or after joining this pattern, you're not going to have an excess. Because if I didn't do this, after joining it, you will end up having an excess on your bustier, because this bustier, it has overlaid and it has excess. If you're joining it with this other dart line, it's going to be over. It's going to be excess. So how do we contour it? And not only being excess, it's going to make your armhole on that point of bust to puff up. It's going to pop up. It's going to bring out a kind of bump there. So what we have to do is taking measurements from here, from this dot line where the 4 inches stopped. Take a measurement of 1.5. Take a measurement of 1.5. So from there, contour your bust line. From there, contour your bust line. Okay guys, I am done with this project. What is the next thing? The next is cutting part of it. The next is cutting part of it. What are the areas I'm going to cut on this project? 6 pieces blank project. This 6 pieces blouse project is done, ready to be cut. So I want you to look at it very well. As I want to do the cutting. Cut it very well before I do the cutting. I believe you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to, don't be too stingy. comment, like, also share. Don't be a stingy person. I am not stingy. If I'm stingy, I'm not gonna drop one of my important projects. This is one of my important projects that I'm good at. I'm good at this, and people have been commenting me in Lagos Island. A lot of people like my work. I've never do this work with mistakes. Wherever the person is located, after making this blouse for the person send me immediate message, thank you. So this is a very nice project. If you can learn it very well, like Boss LOISYCA, you're going to also tell me thank you for this beautiful project I'm dropping for you. And it's a good one because the narration is not, I does not rush it. I did not rush it. I only handle it gently. I only do it gently with slow motion so that I'll be able to understand every details about it, because this is very detailed. We don't need to rush it. If you're watching the video and the person is fast forwarding, you are not learning it. But if you watch from LOISYCA Fashion TV, you're going to enjoy more of our videos. Please recommend our video on YouTube, LOISYCA Fashion TV, where we drop lots of this, and also on our Facebook, LOISYCA Fashion Enterprise. Okay, we have to cut it right now. Here is my scissors. So the very first part I want to cut is my zip allowance part. I cut from here. You see the part I'm cutting from the zip allowance? Watch carefully. I've cut out the back parts of the zip allowance. Then watch very carefully. Don't just ignore this cutting area. Don't say I've learned it all, I don't even need to follow up the cutting part of it. You have to follow it up so that you see the part I'm going to ignore and the part I'm not going to ignore. First of all, I'm cutting it together. From this line I want to cut, now I want to cut together. I want to cut everything together. This is my dart line. This is my neckline. Let me cut off my neckline. This is a shoulder blouse. The neck back is going to be high and the front is low. So this is how I cut. You have seen the areas, important areas I'm cutting. Don't forget to notch, most especially on the under bust points of the center. I've already notched. This is your project. The pattern is ready. Then on the other side, first of all, I want to cut the side part of it all together. This is the second armhole. We are now going to make use of the second armhole, not the first one. The first one have already entered with the center front. So this is how we cut this part. So lastly, trace the cup line out. This is our 5 inches cut out. Then on the last part, you now pick two out of these 4. This is now 4. Remember, it is now 4. So pick 2 out of these 4. You see we have 2 lines over here. Please pay attention. This line is the line we use to contour our bust here, so that when you are joining, it's not going to be excess. While this other line is for the back, it's going to correspond with the back side. So you watch the part I'm cutting. So I want to cut out this line I am seeing here. So here now is gonna join the back side. Here is gonna join the back side. And don't forget that I contoured with 1.5. So that is the 1.5 over here. There's my chalk. So you have to contour it this way and remove. So this is gonna join this while you join this. Thank you as you watch from this video. I believe you enjoyed this video, and I believe you do well. You're going to be a great designer. You're going to be an expert just like me. Please keep on watching to know more about what is in fashion industry, a lot of things that you need to know about fashion designing work. Please don't forget to watch. Please, for those of you who really want to enhance, who want to learn more, don't forget to watch and join our program.